6. This is the final episode in season 1 of LOL Lounge, which is a podcast by YGG Play, which is all about business building in Web3 gaming. And I am your host, Leah Callon-Butler, and I'm joined once again by the one and only Gabby Dizon,
Hello.
YGG.
Gabby! Love you all.
And today is a really, really special episode of LOL Lounge because we're here on set at YGG Play Summit, the 4th annual YGG Play Summit. Gabby, how you feeling? Are you pumped?
It's great. Just seeing everyone who's decided to be here this week. I am very grateful for all of you. So thank you for being here.
And today we have very special guest speakers. Iceyyy.
Iceyyy.
And YellowPanther. Guys, welcome back to Manila. You go to a lot of events, right? I wanted to ask you, what are you most excited about this week at YGG Play Summit? Or, what do you get in Manila that you just can't get anywhere else?
Yeah, it's such an honor to be back here. First of all, thank you guys for allowing us to kick this off. This is amazing, Gabby. We did the pub crawl last night. That was so cool. And I'm excited to be here for the first day of YGG Play Summit. For me, it's just the energy. It's unlike anywhere else in the world. We went to the welcome fair last night and so many people were just so excited to be there. And everyone's here for gaming and YGG and the community. So really just excited to be back this year. Last year was our first year.
Yep.
And it was nervous. I didn't know what to do. Everyone was telling me to eat balut.
Oh, yeah. Did you?
I did not, but
you'll have to this time.
I did commit to doing it this time. So looking forward to that.
We got that right. That's recorded. You did this time. How about you, YP?
Yeah, before we start, I actually have to do something first. Bear with me, okay?
Okay.
What is up, Manila? Yeah. YP's back. We back. Just always bringing the energy. So I travel all over the world because of gaming. Very grateful for that. Because of crypto gaming specifically. What is different is all the other conferences is about, profits. It's about getting connection. It's about getting a lot of other stuff. But when I come to Manila, it's just about pure gaming. The energy is very pure. So when we come here, we really just want to have fun. And I'm very glad that we actually have the YPS because it's actually a fresh air to the market right now. It's a very good way to unplug. Yeah.
That is so heartfelt. Well, it's true. This is the biggest player-focused Web3 gaming event in the world. And I think you really feel that when you get here and see the real players really playing the games. It's a different vibe, isn't it? So before we dive in today, I just thought it would be good to give you guys a chance to introduce yourself and your platform, how people can find and follow you in case they've been living under a rock and haven't heard of you before. So Iceyyy, do you want to go first?
Sure, yeah. Iceyyy Gaming. I'm a gaming content creator for the past 3.5 years. I have poured my life into crypto gaming and this industry. And I run a news media outlet called Gaming Daily. We make a daily gaming news video where we talk about the top headlines, the launches, and the competitions, and the money raises, and unfortunately, the bad news as well. But if you want to stay up to date on what's happening, that's what we try to do.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm YellowPanther, namely YP. I am a content creator full-time for more than 4 years now. I used to be an Iceyyy top 100 player and also, venture out into many different other games, crypto gaming. But also recently become an angel investor as well as an advisor for many top projects like Virtual Protocol, Carve, actually YGG as well, and many others. And also doing a lot of different initiatives in the AI space with Agent YP. And also, I don't know, I just have so many things going on, but I just want to do cool things with cool people for a very, very long time.
Gabby, do you want to round us out just in case people haven't had a chance to meet you either?
Just in case.
Hi, I'm Gabby. I've been in the game industry for a little bit over 20 years. This is my 7th year in crypto. YGG itself, we started this around October of 2020, so five years now. And most recently, what we've been doing is Web3 native game publishing. So our publishing arm called YGG Play, We released our game Lowland last May, and now we're doing publishing with games like Giga Chatbat. And we most recently released the YGG Play Launchpad, which is a game discovery, questing, and token launchpad.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. All right, so today our topic is about how to build a great business as a content creator. So I think this is a really important topic to unpack because, obviously we see on the outside the amazing content that you create. We see the production quality that goes into it, the script writing, the research, the choreography. But what we don't get to see, what we don't get to see is what's actually happening behind the scenes in terms of how difficult it is to actually establish robust revenue streams, how you diversify your business, all those things that actually make a real business. Because you can have the best content in the world, but if you're not actually making money, then that's going to be really difficult to sustain your passion. So, you guys are some of the most successful, most adored content creators in Web3 gaming, and you do have a very strong business, both of you now. But I'm sure it wasn't like that in the early days. So I was thinking just to kick us off, maybe you could take us all the way back to the beginning. I'd love to know what it was like in those early days, how difficult it was for you, how you got your first footing in the industry, and also maybe what you were doing before. I actually don't know what you guys were doing before Web3 gaming. YP, do you want to go first?
Okay, yeah, sure. A lot of questions, first of all. But let's go way back. Okay, so hey, YP, can you do this piece of content in exchange for a whitelist? Whitelist. Okay. I mean, back then whitelist could be profitable, but hey, we're not in 2023 or 2024 anymore.
What year are we talking?
Oh, we're talking about maybe 2022.
Okay.
And
You're doing Axie in 21, right?
yeah, I was doing Axie in 21. That was doing amazing. I was just organically sharing my builds, my content on how I'm climbing up the ladders and how I'm facing like big names like Elijah, 1437 and stuff like that. And then it got a lot of traction by accident.
What compelled you to do that in the first place?
Yeah, initially was like, nah, I don't need X. Okay, so for those of you who are students in the very young kids who are like in the audience, definitely you guys have to start using X because the smartest people in the world, the tech founders, are all on X. They are not on Facebook. You won't see them on Facebook typing, good morning, this is blah, blah, blah. But they will share everything on X. It's very like, that's just side quest. But back to here is like, yeah. So I was playing Axie and like I just got a lot of traction. And also because Axie was the biggest game back then in 2021. And a lot of the NFT boom, the whitelist became very valuable because back then, if you get a whitelist, you may get to sell those NFT for 1 ETH. And back then, 1 ETH was like 2.7, 3K. Yeah, so it's like very profitable.
Yeah, those were the days.
But, after that, 2022 was a very deep bear. Everything came crashing down after the Yuga Labs under the land sale. That one was the biggest extraction event of all time.
I remember that.
And since then, it just down
Downhill from there. Yeah.
Like, you thought this was rock bottom, but no, it keep going down. And no, it keep going down. Like, it was tough. And then 2023, like, things started to slightly become better because of a few initiative, a few orgs that I want to mention. I would say Wolves and Own back then was their big part, and a few others. And yeah, we can talk about that later. But
Yeah, I want to come back to the bear market. I think that's a really important topic. But it sounds like you were compelled to create this content because you were passionate about it.
Yeah.
You didn't really sort of go at it thinking, I'm going to make heaps of money out of this.
no.
You just wanted to share what you were learning with the community. And from that, it sounds like you built an audience organically.
Yeah, you build a personal brand. Back then, I don't even know what is a personal brand. Back then, there was no YP logo. There was no GamingGrid logo, I was like, we were just like figuring things out, and that was the fun part, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. The bear is like the best time to build. So for me, I found crypto in 2017. I read the Bitcoin white paper and really resonated with a lot of my values and where I saw like the future of the internet and, global economies moving. So I just fell in love. And I kind of came back into crypto for like the DeFi wave of 2020, 2021. And it was towards the end of the cycle where I found crypto gaming. And I never, up until that point, I didn't do much with NFTs because it didn't really, I liked the art side of it, but I didn't know how they were going to be used. And then I found this project called Ice Poker, which is actually where the Iceyyy name comes from.
Oh.
And it merged like everything that I was loving at the time, which was crypto. I was like a big poker player at the time. And I loved how they integrated NFTs and blockchain into the game.
Yep.
And I was so inspired. And I'd always wanted to make content and like build a business. I was always entrepreneurial. Like I remember watching like Shroud and Tim the Tap Man streaming games. This is like when streaming was really popping off as well. I was like, that's so amazing. You can play video games and do that for a living. Like that sounds great. I want to do that. So I bought a webcam, like a Brio 4K, and downloaded Streamlabs. And I was so nervous because it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And like made a Twitch account. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this because I was playing the game anyways. So I was like, why don't I stream it? Because I saw what Iceyyy had did.
Yep.
I was like, that's so incredible. And I saw what Ice Poker was doing, and a lot of new people were coming into that ecosystem because the play to earn was massive. And I was like, hey, I'm a pretty good poker player. I bet I could help teach a lot of people how to play the game and win. So like, I was like, yeah, I can help people. I can play this game that I'm earning money, and maybe I can like try out content. So I started streaming, and I just loved it. It was so much fun. Even no one was watching, but like I had to pretend like people were watching. And you know, you all start at zero. I have like a phrase like Twitter account in a dream, and it really speaks to that, like starting from the bottom, starting from nothing. And I just fell in love and kind of stuck with it for the first month. And then like I got my first viewer, and I was like, this is cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
How did it feel
Let's keep-
performing for an audience when there was no audience or one or two people? How did that feel?
It was fun. It was fun because you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. So it was like practice. I'm like, you know, I can do anything. And then, you know, 2 viewers, 3 viewers, 10 viewers. And I kind of built a name pretty fast because I became like the top creator in that ecosystem. So that's a great way to get started, is like niching down and focusing on a core community. That's how I got my first 10 followers on Twitter, 100 followers. And that was like a dream come true. I remember like checking my phone, like, you know, like, I got 15 followers. It
And
just
how many do you have now?
19,000.
Woo!
It means a lot to me.
How long
It's
did
not
it,
as much as YP, but it means the world to me.
So how long did it take to get to that many?
3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still trying to crack that 20K. So if you guys could follow me, that'd be great.
We'll make it happen.
Hey, I need that YP boost.
I love what you guys are saying because I'm hearing that you never approached these early days with any kind of extractive mindset. It sounds like you were looking for ways to be able to add value to your community, how you could help other people quite genuinely.
So it's really interesting, actually. Just a quick note on that. I came into the space with the intention of building a business. I saw an opportunity in this new emerging industry, which was crypto and gaming. And I was like, it was a blue ocean. So it's way less competitive than traditional gaming. If we were trying to build in gaming, it'd be so hard. And at the time, there was really a lack of content. So I'm like, great, there's a demand for this. And I mentor a lot of creators now, and I always try and tell them, I love creators because they're so creative. But that can also be the problem sometimes because a lot of creators just want to make content.
Yeah.
I know we're going to talk about more about the business, but really, you have to learn the ins and outs of building a business and put your business hat on, as well as your creator hat, so that you can build something sustainable like YP and I have to this point.
Very true.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about that shift because you both said you sort of started out organically, you were just sharing content, playing games, you know, having a great time. But at some point, you had to put that business hat on. So when was that?
For me, it was 2023 when we first started. When I first started getting monetized. Back then, it was like starting slow, but eventually, I think 6 months in, I'm like, okay, this is getting serious. Yeah, we're hitting 5 figures in a month, and things are getting serious. I'm like, wow, okay. business hat. I was like, okay, we maybe need some spreadsheets on.
Need to hire a
Yeah,
team.
Did you have a team already then?
yeah,
That's when
it
you
was a
started
very
hiring.
lean team.
Yeah.
It was just me, one member, and one editor. Just three of us fighting the world, and it was great. Back then I did not have a community though. You know, a community means like your Discord and your Telegram and stuff like that. We don't have that yet until 2024, but that's later on. It was just three of us and fighting the world. We talked to a lot of partners, signing in new deals, churning out content, tracking the matrices and everything. So it's like I would say it's like a flow, right? Yeah.
And did you have any experience in this kind of business development before, or was
Yeah,
that all new to you?
So for me, luckily, I have a very business side of me, which I was like studying. I'm also very finance guy. Like I'm very sensitive to numbers. So that is the side that people don't see. And also from my upbringing, from my family, they are very business minded. Yeah. So lucky me.
How about you, Iceyyy? When did you put your business hat on?
Yeah. So like I said, I kind of from day one was like, I think we can do something here and be a part of this industry. So I set out with the intention of adding value, because the only way that you can build any real sustainable business is by providing value. So for the first year, it was really about finding out like what that value was. And at first I thought it was like, okay, I can teach people and grow and whatnot. But really the truth is that you just learn by doing. And unfortunately it was like, this is kind of at the height of the bull market as we were like heading into the bear. So, we're all like wide-eyed, and this is going to be great. It's going to go on forever. Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. They're saying Ethereum's going to 10K. So like, yeah, let's do it. And then pretty quickly, so I'd done that for the year. This is 2022. And then we like had this idea for this award show, and I hosted like the first crypto gaming award show in person in Miami. It was like 150 people. It was amazing. That was January 2023, which means FTX collapsed in like December, right before.
Oh my God.
So like we were, building for this bull market, and then the bear just slapped us in the face. But it was actually like a blessing in disguise, like YP was saying, because then you really it really showed who was here for the right reasons. And that's
So,
when I found the
like a
wolves.
natural filter.
Yeah. And that's when I found the Wolves DAO and found like my home and the people that like inspired me, and like, it carried me through that bear market, because like we were all so passionate about gaming, about crypto. We saw that it was inevitable, and we're like, okay, the market will come back. We're gonna keep building. And now is the time, like you could leave, sure, but why not stay?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys have been building through this incredibly difficult time, and a lot of people have dropped out along the way. You're still here. I think if we zoom out to an industry level, what do you think people most get wrong or misunderstand about the realities of being a content creator in Web3?
What do people most misunderstand? Yeah, I see a lot of creators, again, want to make content and hope that their content will be enough to make them successful. And I
Create
think,
it and they will come.
yeah,
It's a good one.
I think that's true. Like that's kind of been true in like YouTube and things like that. But what you have to understand about crypto gaming is that it's such a nascent and new industry that even the businesses are still figuring it out.
Yeah.
And so you as a content creator can really do well by serving the businesses. There's two kinds of businesses: B2B, which is business to business, or B2C, which is business to consumer. And a lot of creators think that they're doing B2C content when they really should be doing B2B. I think YP and I know this, like and Wolves know this. You do a lot of behind the scenes advising, strategy, consulting, and helping these partners. We're all building this industry together, and we need to come together and learn from each other to grow, so we can have enough of an audience one day that you can make more B2C content. But the truth is, it's not here right now. So you're going to go a lot further by building those relationships with the builders and understanding their problems and networking within the space and going to events like YGG Play Summit and talking to people so that you know where you can add value and support them.
For me, is a lot of the creators think that it's a sprint, but it's not a marathon. But it's actually about survival more than anything in crypto gaming or in crypto Twitter in general. So because if you tire yourself or like you burn yourself out, you wouldn't be able to keep up with the markets that is ever changing. One day it's super green, one day it's super red, right? And for this year, in particularly for crypto gaming, it's been a very, very difficult year. I think
Yeah.
Gabby, we can talk about it all day. But this year, you know, I think there's only a few key people pushing it through, which is like YGG Play, Gigaverse, a few Cambria, and a few big others.
GamingGrid,
Yeah.
Bulls Down,
Yeah.
Tempest.
Yes. But talking about business side, right? But these companies are having a hard time as well.
Yep.
And they need to survive as well. And a lot of people think it's a sprint, but actually it's those who are very smart in managing their funds, they're managing their flow, managing their launches are the ones who will win next cycle. But we don't know when, right? But when this is something that Sam always say, when it rains, it freaking pours. So you just have to wait for that moment, but you have to survive.
The number one rule in crypto is to survive.
And one more thing to add to Icey's thing, right? It's like, I think a lot of the creators think that they can just stay home and not go to events and network. Then that's the biggest mistake in crypto gaming. This is a whole new industry. If I can show you a picture of the tags that I've been for 3 years to events, I'll post a picture after this. But like, tag is like this much. I've been to so many events.
The relationship building in person matters, right? Like,
Exactly.
I know that I can trust you if we actually sit down and talk to each other.
Yeah, we literally met like 3 years ago at a dinner. Back then, like Gabby didn't know who I was, and I was like an up and coming creator.
Hard to imagine.
Yeah, we had a session, and then like it built to a relationship till today.
That's right.
It's such a good point because I met Gabby at GDC 2023, and I was such a fan of YGG through like the whole DeFi previous cycle, and I actually had to like try to sneak into the event because I wasn't approved. Shout out to Jorge, the gaming strategist. He sweet talked our way in, and I was like a little starstruck to meet Gabby, and we took a photo together. He didn't know who I was or whatnot, but then like we've continued to build year after year, and it got to the point where we wanted to work together, and I can like pull up that photo. I'm like, Gabby, like, we've met 3 years ago, and he's like, oh wow, that shows that you're really true to the industry, and those are the people that you want to build with, the people that are going to be here for the long term.
Some of my biggest deals is literally because I met them in person.
Yeah,
and they can feel the energy. If they can't feel the energy, it's a bit harder to sign like through the.
That's right.
Like what's it called? Google Meet. It's you can't really tell.
Yeah. And working with creators, I think there has to be a certain chemistry as well. So, I mean, we at YGG work with a lot of creators, of course, and I think there are some creators that you just know you click with more, and when that happens, then the work that comes out becomes extra special.
Yeah.
There's some creators that are perfectly fine people, but for some reason, maybe you don't click as much, or maybe they don't resonate with the product as much.
Yeah.
And that kind of shows. So that's something we look for as well. When we work with creators, like, is this something that they really want to work on? Is this more like a paycheck for them? And when you see that kind of extra spark, then you know that it can be more of a long-term relationship, right?
I just want to add to that as well. I know a lot of creators are too shy to reach out. They think they can't DM somebody or go to an event. I know YGG is curating a lot of creators, and one of the things that I've heard talking to Fee and Marielle is like, the creators make great content, but sometimes they're too shy to put themselves out there. And
it's so interesting because you would kind of assume that like content creators, they must be extroverts that are like, wanting to go out and talk to everyone. But you're saying that like some people are actually struggling to do the kind of interpersonal relationship bit.
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes that is the case. We live in a global world, so people can, kind of stay behind their PFP.
Hide behind the
It's nice. It's easy to turn the camera on and like talk to your, you're in your room and whatnot. But going up to a conference saying like, "Hi, Gabby, I'm Iceyyy," it's a bit nerve wracking. But the reason why P and I have been able to grow is because we've embraced that uncomfortability, that fear, and put ourselves out there. And
I'm very
probably
comfortable.
okay, just me then, just me.
Just okay.
But you embrace that, and you shoot your shot. You got to shoot your shot and take that chance. And you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna look silly. You're gonna fail. But
Good thing. It's like, you're only cringe. Wait, I forgot the thing. You know what I'm saying?
you're only cringe if you don't try.
No, there's one more. Like something like, you're cringe until you're successful or something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes
Oh, no, you're cringe until you actually get views. Then all of a sudden you're not cringe.
Yeah.
You have to go through that cringe phase. You gotta
Yeah.
go through that phase. Like, bro, if I watch my videos back then,
Yeah. Because I just know you mentioned like getting on the Google Meets, and I know a lot of creators probably don't think that they could, message YP and say, hey, I'd love to hop on a call, because that's nerve wracking. You're like, I'm a fan of YP. I see him on the timeline. Like, what would it be like to hop on a call with him? And people don't do that, but you have to. I've reached out to so many gaming founders, so many projects, and hopped on that Google call, and then you build that relationship, and you just keep building.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit more about this because you've both mentioned how pivotal it was for you when you met Gabby and how you started when you started working with YGG. Both of you are working with YGG Play. So we will have a lot of aspiring content creators watching. Maybe you can share a little bit about what you actually do with YGG Play. Like you've got this partnership. Like break it down for me. What do you actually do together?
Yeah, so on the surface, my partnership with YGG is very straightforward. They are an official title sponsor of my Gaming Daily news show. So we will do an ad read at the end of our videos where we will talk about the latest YGG news, the launch of Lowland, the launch of YGG Play. We covered a lot of Gap Season 10 and the questing and whatnot. That's kind of like the contract stuff. But really, the way that I feel and the way that it works is that we are long-term partners and aligned through really an ambassadorship. So I know that.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like long-term partnership, I guess, and compared to a short-term partnership.
Yeah. So for me, it just means that I've watched YGG build in the space for years. Like I said, I came to YGG Play Summit last year, and it was such an honor to visit the home of Web3 gaming and to be included and to support them. And now to be here and be on stage a year later and to have all of their support, it just means that I'm going to support them. They're going to support me because we are aligned in our vision of working hard and pushing Web3 gaming forward. And we're going to navigate the space together, and we're going to figure it out and have a lot of fun along the way.
How about you, YP? What does your partnership look like?
Initially, it was for just Lowland, where we make content for them, basically content coverage on what's coming, what's happening, and basically
Yeah, you were streaming on Abstract as well.
streaming on Abstract. Abstract, wake up, please. Dev, do something. But honestly, I've been supporting YGG and Gabby for the longest time. Even like last year, a lot of the school trips.
That's right.
School trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the YG school trips. I come down to Manila to meet the community members. I think our relationship is a bit more special than just content, right? It's like more like I don't know. It feels like a big brother to me. Also, like along the way, I just like to support whatever. And up till recently, it's much more solidified with deliverables because of the Lowland and the YGG Play Launchpad launch.
Yeah.
Right. Even like Gabby and Team Mario, like work with them closely. They fly me out to Korea.
Wow.
Do the big alpha coverage on the leak of the YGG Launchpad. And I think this will go forever because like as long as YGG Play and YGG is building, there'll be a lot of new projects gonna be on the Launchpad. And this will ultimately become the core, if not one of the more important gaming launchpad in crypto gaming or in crypto as a whole. And yeah, I think the potential of them growing is very big. That's why that's why there's always something for me to talk about. Yeah, there's a constant update.
I mean, they even named the conference after him.
YP Summit.
No.
I just want to piggyback on that because it's such a great working relationship because I just know that they believe in me and I believe in them. and we support each other endlessly. And it's so fluid and organic. And working with Marielle and so many of the YGG team, it's been great being here and meeting them. It's very empowering as a creator to not have to worry that, like, are they happy with what I'm doing? Like, am I doing a good job? And it's like, no, like, they're so supportive. They back you 100%. And it gives me the confidence to go do what I feel is, the best thing.
Yeah.
And then that makes me want to come here and be here for the community, meet people, go to the pub crawl, and just experience everything that they're doing and be a part of it. Yeah.
So it sounds like the two arrangements are quite different, though, and probably tailored to you, your type of platform, your audience. So, Gabby, how does YGG Play manage that? Like, is it fair to say that you're coming up with a tailored partnership for everyone that you work with?
Yeah, good question. So one thing I want to point out is that the biggest difference between working with creators this year versus last year is that we launched YGG Play, Lola, and the other games. So prior to that, the main product we had was questing, and it was all other people's games, right? So we were a lot more limited on what we could do to basically work with creators. Like if we paid for a creator to work on someone else's game, then that game had to be paying us. And why would that game not just go directly to the creators themselves, right? And this year, because we have our own game, we have our own publishing, then we have products that we can work with creators directly. And I think that's been a much greater relationship with creators. We're we pioneered what we call casual degen space. So we had to explain to people what it was like how it is different from different types of games. And I think just from talking to a lot of people, you can see where it clicks. Like people believe in the concept, want to help promote it, and yeah, that's where a lot of the relationships come from. We talk to a lot of creators, big and small, a lot of communities. We do a lot of Discord game nights all over the world, and I think from all of that, kind of naturally emerges which creators have the best fit with what we're doing.
So something that keeps coming up from all of you is the strength of this creator brand alignment. Like it sounds like that is something very, very important to you, and it really drives how you work together. But how do you actually figure out if a partnership really fits your personal brand, your community ethos? Like, can you walk me through how you actually vet a potential partner? How do you figure out if it feels right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of recurring themes in this, one of which is going to conferences and meeting people. It really means a lot, the people that show up, because it signals their commitment and belief in the space. So a few that have stood out this year, Eve Frontier is here. And that's so cool because it's like Eve Online. We're all fans of Eve Online. And to see the team here, you're like, yes, like they understand the culture. They are here for the right reasons. OpenSea has always shown up and been supportive. They believe in this space. I was talking to Theodore from Off the Grid last night, and it's so great to have him here. And we're lucky to have him because his daughter's birthday is on November 21st, which is the Game Awards.
Yeah.
And she's here.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm never missing my daughter's birthday, which massive respect. I absolutely love that. But fortunately, he was in Asia traveling with his family, so he's able to make it.
And also the YGG Play Summit is such a family affair. Like, literally everyone brings their kids, so it's a perfect place to be able to bring her along. Yeah.
So those are one of the things that really stands out and gives you that confidence, because if people are willing to travel and show up, then you know that they're going to be here for the long time and do it for the right reasons and continue to work with you. The teams that don't, it is really hard. It's hard because, we get a lot of inbound and you hop on a call and you have to try to feel the energy and see what they're doing and see if, you believe in their vision and if they have enough funding and if they have the team to deliver on what they're going to do. A lot of people are really great people. I hop on calls and I'm like, you guys are awesome. Like, I love what you're doing. But it gets tricky because, well, are you going to be here a year or two from now? And fortunately, I think one of the things is checking in with your peers. So I'll ask YP or I'll hit up Sam and Peyton from the Wolves DAO and say, hey guys, like, what's Galaxia up to? Like, oh, they're doing all these amazing things. You guys are going to work with them. That's amazing. That instills some confidence into me. And I'm like, yeah, like, I loved what they were doing. It sounds really exciting and awesome. And you guys felt the same. Cool. Like, let's rally and support and work with them.
Have you said no to potential big checks before just because the vibes felt off?
Oh, I say no all the time. Yeah. It's really,
He's hard to get.
no. I mean, the only way that you're going to last a long time is working with the people who are here for the right reasons. And so you want to, I see a lot of creators make the mistake of taking deals that they probably shouldn't take, that kind of lowers their credibility just because, and I understand sometimes, you know, people need that money and it's really important, and no judgment. I want everyone to win. But I think one of the reasons I've been able to grow and be successful is that I'm really selective over who I work with and partner with, because it is a treacherous
It's a great thing.
industry.
Yeah.
Or space, not industry, but space, because sometimes you don't know.
For me, it's like much more experience based, and I know I have I developed a killer instinct on this game might work, might have a chance. I wouldn't say they have a chance because, you know, crypto is super volatile, but I have developed a killer instinct based on my past 4 years of experience. So if I feel like something's not right, I'll just say, even you're the biggest company in the world, like even if you're Nexon, I will say, hey, maybe you should try this. You know, I'll just tell them like straight up. But other than that, I feel like if I don't really like or enjoy the game, then it doesn't make sense for me to promote the game if I don't enjoy it. So for me, it's much more strategy, much more MMORPG, much more action-based game. So yeah.
I think, you know, obviously you've got great content, you've got these great partnerships, but possibly one thing that we could pinpoint that has made you so successful is your professionalism. And I would say a lot of KOLs do have a bad rap for actually being unprofessional. Perhaps they don't have good enough communication. They're not measuring success metrics, things like that. What advice, or actually, firstly, what do you see other creators getting wrong that you wish that they would work on? And I guess, you know, what advice would you have for someone starting out, how they should be thinking about building their level of professionalism?
I feel like this one is a bit on yourself kind of thing, because if you
On
don't,
me? Damn it, oh, he's tough.
it's more like if you don't treat yourself seriously, who will? kind of
Yeah.
thing. And also like if you're not hard on yourself, no one will.
Yep.
Right. So it's actually up to everyone's mindset, because everyone's mindset is different. Everyone's pattern is different. You can't judge based on their pattern. Okay, they may be late for one meeting, but they're really, really good at something else. Then you have to like maybe give and take. You can't judge them based on one thing, which is like missing a meeting or something like that. Then you automatically judge them for, you know, because even creators make mistakes.
Yeah.
And, you know, as long as they own up to it and make it back to you, then you can still trust them, you know. But other than that, I think it's really how much you want it, like how badly you want it.
I see. Like, what does professionalism look like for you in terms of dealing with your partners?
Yeah, I think it's caring. I think it's caring for the people that you're working with and understanding that they want to work with you and they want to see you succeed, and you want to make them successful. So having that level of professionalism is kind of table stakes. And we have a standard with my team of delivering like 5-star hospitality. So we try and think like going to a 5-star hotel, you know, they're gonna greet you with like a warm towel and like a glass of water, and like, you know, you check into the room and like you've got like your name on like, you know, a card and whatnot. And that's how we want our partners to feel when they work with us.
That's such a good way of putting it. I love that.
Yeah, so you always want to be over delivering.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You want to maybe under promise and over deliver. And a lot of creators are so, especially when you're starting out, you're so like hungry for an opportunity that you over promise and take on too much and bite off more than you can chew. And that's just like, you're just going to be spinning your wheels. So
Backfire.
Yeah, so we actually have a process in our business as well where we like under promise and the contract and the deliverables and plan to over deliver. We have these things that we know that we're going to do that can surprise and delight. So yeah, that's, different things you can like look into different ways to do that, but always be thinking about the person that you're working with and what they care about, what they're desiring, what their goals are with their launch or with this campaign, and doing your best to be there for them and over deliver and just be a great partner.
Gabby, you've worked with hundreds of creators over the years. What are some of the common mistakes that you see, or what are your expectations of professionalism?
The best creators, we just have one thing in common, and that's consistency. Consistency in showing up and delivering. We've worked with a lot of inconsistent creators. I think that's actually far too common. Some people would take a piece of work and then you'd have to chase them down for deliverables or never show the results. So the best creators, of course, both included here, they are consistent. Sam is very consistent. Dub is very consistent. And I can go on. We have a lot of great partners to work with, but consistency is one thing that actually really makes a creator stand out.
All right, final question for you, because sadly we are running out of time, but I've heard you both say in the past that there's no blueprint for becoming a great Web3 creator. So how did you actually develop your own playbook? And I'm wondering if you can give us something really practical that people could take away from them. Like, was there guiding principles, habits? I know you've done a banger workshop about exactly this topic. So Iceyyy, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, there is no blueprint. We're all figuring it out as we go. And the best way to go is to go together. Together we play, together we build, together we game. And I've been really fortunate to find my home with not only Wolves DAO, but YGG Play Summit. And I came up together with YP and Sam and Dub and Matt Identifies and Doug Hype and everything. And maybe people don't know this, but we have a mastermind. We have a weekly mastermind in the Wolves DAO where the creators come together and we learn from each other. We share what's working. We dissect what's not working, and we give each other feedback. And YP and I have been doing that for years. We built through the bear market. So you want to find your people and go all in on them. And that's the funnest thing, because then you get to grow together and be successful together. It's such an honor and a blessing to be here with Sam and Peyton and the Wolves and to be gaming and to be on stage with YP. It's a dream come true. And
Pleasure's
it
ours.
wouldn't have happened had I not found that group to be.
There's no playbook, right? So like a lot of these things.
How did you write yours, though?
Oh, I'm still cracking it.
Oh, you're still drafting? Okay.
So like, I want to do more than just be within gaming.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm still cracking out the code outside of gaming, Web2 content. How does my Web2 content will bring value to my Web3 branding? Or how does my Web3 branding will bring value to my Web2 side of things? What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Ask yourself all those questions. So as you go, then you just figure it out. What does a YP logo look like? Bam. That's the question I asked myself. What does a community look like for me? It was a newsletter like yours, like a news outlet, but it became one of the biggest gaming community worldwide. So ask yourself questions and then find the answer. It's a very fun journey, because if you don't ask yourself questions, you'll be like always on the spot. Okay, I'll just go back to my daily routine. I would highly suggest and recommend the students and like the young people out there to always challenge yourself to be outside of your comfort zone, because it's just as simple as it is.
And Gabby, for anyone who is writing their own Web3 creator playbook and they like to write YGG into that playbook, is there any advice you could give them in terms of how they might get on your radar?
Well, of course, for YGG, even when we started day one to now, I think a big part of that is making sure that our community is part of the journey. That's been kind of true no matter what product that we have. For what we're doing now, which is Web3 game publishing, the platform and Launchpad, we're trying to look for something that is scalable and repeatable, and we want something that could weather any market condition. Obviously, that part is the hardest because, as you can see, like it's hard to outrun a bad market. But those are the things that we think about when we think about what kind of product decisions to make, and then weave that into the community that we have, the creators that we work with, and then kind of fuse it all together into the brand. So,
guys, sadly, that's all we have time for. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the practical tips and insights. I think for anyone who is currently building their business in content creation or thinking about getting into it, the first thing you should do if you are here at the YGG Play Summit IRL is come up and introduce yourself.
Please.
To the people on the stage. And if you're not here IRL, why not DM them? I think that was great advice in terms of just getting in there and building those relationships. So thank you guys.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Have an amazing YPS.
Thank you.
YP Summit.
Thanks so much, Leah.
All right.